What is up, everybody? Train's a Marvel Fan 2002 back again, here for a brand new video. Except in today's video, I'm going to be doing a full tour review and run on the original Tomy plarail Duncan from 2005 to 2006. So before we do get this review started, I do have a couple of important announcements to make. My first announcement is regarding my Tomy, Thomas & Friends series, A New Era. As you guys may remember, in the episode, after the episode As Good as Gordon, the rewrite, my Thomas series has been on hiatus for a bit, mainly also because of writer's block. However, with that out of the way, my Thomas series is going to be resuming production after this week. And with that in mind, the episodes are going to be released the week of St. Patrick's Day. So, yeah, starting with the episode Sorter's Best Screen Engine, Skarloey's Special Visitor, and of course, everyone's favorite rock and roller getting his debut episode, Duncan, with the episode Duncan and the Special Train, which you guys will see what that episode's about later on. But I'm not going to give too much plot details. The other announcement I have to make is that my next upcoming Thomas & Friends merch review will be coming up this upcoming week. And I'm actually going to be reviewing a Thomas item that not a lot of people have actually reviewed. So stay tuned for that, guys. So, yeah, and the last announcement I have to make is that regarding my Thomas & Friends series movie, well, the script of it has been finalized, but I'm not going to give too much on that front. So, with that out of the way, let's get straight into this review, shall we? On the Tomy 2005 to 2006 Duncan. So Duncan was released as part of the first part of the Tomy plarail Thomas & Friends line. He was released during the time when Tomy released Skarloey and Rusty. Duncan was released during a certain era of time. So he was released from 2005 all the way up to 2008, I believe. And he, for his time, was a very unique model. And even though as a kid I never owned the plarail Duncan, I only owned the Hit Toy Company one as a kid, this model looked really cool on his own. And unfortunately, Duncan did get discontinued. When Tomy started releasing their Hero of the Rails line in 2009, mainly sets, new characters such as Merchandise, the plarail, sorry about that, guys, I stutter a little bit. Mainly when plarail started releasing their Hero of the Rails sets, including Day of the Diesels and Misty Island Rescue sets, that's when Duncan faded into obscurity. It was roughly around until like 2009 and 2010 when Duncan was sadly discontinued. However, when Trackmaster and Fisher-Price were making their Trackmaster Thomas & Friends toys in 2009 and up until 2012, Duncan was still being released only as part of the Trackmaster line. So yeah, that's a little bit of his history aside. Now on to the model itself. The presentation of the model is really important. And I think Tomy did a fantastic job with his model. His yellow is really crisp. Definitely reminds me of mustard that I would put on a hot dog. No offense. His yellow, though, overall is really nice. His nameplates are really nice, too, along with his number and his pinstriping. So, with the paint aside, the model itself does look really nice. And it perfectly, in some way, does capture the model of Duncan really well. So, the side of the model is really good. And also the coal load itself is really nicely done too. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, the coal load on the model is really nice, along with also the window detailing. However, something that the Unlucky Tug mentioned, which I'm going to bring up here, is that Tomy made Duncan a bit too long. Now, I don't understand why Tomy did this. I think it was mainly for the motor, because a fun fact, Duncan has the same exact motor as Percy, Toby, and Stepney. And I could see why Tomy made him long, but again, it just really confuses me, because Duncan in the show, he's often a short, narrow gauge engine, and I just don't understand why Tomy made him long. Which is my huge critique with the model. However, now onto the more positive stuff with the model. The model's paint is really nice. It perfectly captures Duncan from seasons 4 and 5, especially when Duncan gets spooked. We'll begin to the face in just a bit, but his domes are also really well done. I also really appreciate the wheel detailing, which the wheels on the model do look quite nice. They're just your stock standard black Tomy Thomas wheels, just measured to fit on Duncan. His cylinder detailing is also quite nice. And also, same with his buffer detailing. His buffer detailing does look really, really nice on the model. Now, I know what you guys might be wondering. Trains of Marvel, what about his face? Which is what we're going to talk about right now. Duncan's face is honestly a pretty nice representation of the character. This face reminds me more of how he was, mainly during seasons 4 and 5. You know, back when they made him a bit of a grumpy engine. But honestly, the face perfectly captures Duncan of who he is. He's grumpy, but he means well sometimes. And since I did get this Duncan used a couple years ago, his eyebrows do show some wear and tear. But still, the model's face does look really, really nice. So with the side details aside, let's now take a look at the back detailing. So, compared to other Duncan models, like the Hit Toy Company Duncan, and also the Fisher-Price Duncan, the Tomy model also has back detailing, mainly in both the buffers and the window. I honestly like how Tomy did the back window detailing. It honestly is really, really well done. And it's a real shame that other Duncan models didn't include this, mainly on the Fisher-Price model. The back buffer detailing is also nice. Plus also, this is where Duncan has his hook in case you want to attach him to slate trucks, in case you want to attach him also to coaches, to make a remake of Rock and Roll. You guys see what I mean. But overall, what are my final thoughts on this model of Duncan? Is it the best model of Duncan on the market? No, but it's a decent one regardless. I'm going to give this Duncan model a 8 out of 10 with a 5 out of 5 stars. It's not the best model, but it's a decent model of Duncan regardless. Any of you guys are wondering, will you be seeing Duncan in my Thomas and Friends series? Absolutely. You're going to be seeing him a couple of times throughout Season 1. You'll be seeing him in March, as well as towards the end of Season 1. So yeah, now with that said, before I sign off, it's time to give this rock and roller a run around the tracks. Now, one other thing I'm going to mention real quick. The battery that Duncan does take is a AA battery. So yeah, that's another reason why I believe that they made him long. But that's besides the point. Let's give him a run. And Duncan, I'm going to be having him run with these coaches here, guys. They're traditional ivory blue narrow gauge coaches. Alrighty. Our rock and rollers on the track. Let's start him up. A little sluggish, but he's running. There he goes. Now he's picking up speed. Well, anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this full tour review and run on the Tomy plarail 2005 to 2006 Duncan. My question for you guys is, do you have a Duncan model? Let me know in the comment section below. Well, anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this full tour review and run on the Tomy plarail original Duncan. This has been the Real Trains on Marvel Fan 2002 signing off. Bye-bye.